man walking low to a town he came from. Down the highway, started from the burning sun. So 20 million churches, arms waving in the air. And a seething prostitute said she once had a kill. And all the little children that dance in the grass. Inside the nation, that would be the last. There ain't gonna be no kings, they won't wanna sit and sail. When the hills run like rats from the shell.
What's going on, everyone? Whoop. Chris Bushman back with another stream for NFGL Live. Again, we're doing some more Cyberbike. Figure this time we'll look at the exercise mode a little bit. Gonna stick with the lower camera angle here. Figure that might be pretty decent for at least looking at exercise things and get a little bit better view of me using the bike here. But since we beat the story mode last time, I figure we'll go into some of the exercise modes and see what those look like, what those are all about. So game plan tonight, we're gonna do a little bit of Cyberbike. We're gonna stop stream for a little bit. We'll reset for the maddening tonight, so that's still gonna happen. We're still covering football games, even though NFGL is going on. So lots of things to do tonight. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. But first, we get our exercise in. Ooh, I gotta fix my sensor bar. That's better. All right. So let's hit it. We do that. Do this. I've also decided to. I had some spare. There are alternative bike grips, so I've gone ahead and put those on this as well, just to give myself a little better grip on the bike. Before, it's just sort of like some thin piece of foam. This is for actual bicycles to give it that more bicycle look. That's right, Mr. Derek. More bikes. So less passing out things, more bikes. Hey. We'll see how this goes. I mean, this might be the last stream I do with the Cyberbike. You guys let me know if you want to see more features of this once we go through it. But I know there's not a whole lot more to really check out after the exercise mode. Besides maybe some multiplayer if I get someone in to want to do some of that. But just let me know. Hit me up in the comments. Leave a message on the stream, Facebook groups, whatever. Let me know. Let me know what you think about some of this exercise software. Does it look kind of cool? What kind of modes are you curious about? Because we can definitely check it all out here, But for now, we're going to look at the fitness mode. See, we got time options. We have trip distance. That's kind of cool. Calories. Okay, that's pretty cool. Obviously, you got reflex, exploration, divided, endurance. And it looks like it's all based on the different carts that we did in the story mode. So reflex is a mine cart, exploration is the sub, which is kind of odd because I remember that being on rails typically. Divided, that's with the helicopter, and endurance. I think I might do endurance today. And we'll go with a medium difficulty. I'm also going to turn up the resistance a little bit on the bike. Just to hopefully give myself a little more of a. Let's see here. Let's see if we can turn up even more. Yeah, it's a little better. We'll work with that for now. And I'll turn up even more. Why not? Ooh, that might be a little much. Yeah, I think that'd be good. Okay, so we're gonna work with that resistance. Let's go with time sounds a little blah for now. Let's check out the endurance mode. Let's try medium. Let's try trip distance. Man, I don't know. I suppose we could do a 5K. Let's start with that. All right, try that out. Sounds like a nice round number. yeah, man. We're gonna stick with our settings from before. Absolutely. We got boosters and we got the bike as usual. All right. Let's see what this is all about. Let's see if this is pretty cool. I hope it's pretty cool. Seems promising at least. You got a few options how you want to bike. Oh, come on. Why are you? One moment. Pause that real quick. What you do with your software? Why are you doing that? Why are you freeze up my footage? There. That's where everything just doesn't want to work the way it should. There's always something slightly wrong with it. And then the cap fell off of this too. Man, guys, not a good start to the stream. Not a good start. You good? Anything else gonna fall off while I'm getting up? No? Alright, we're good. Okay. Let's do it. So then they can take a nice casual stroll. That's nice. I like how we can go by calories burned as well as kind of a cool feature. Seems like it'd be pretty standard for software like this, but nevertheless, that's pretty nice. That way I can, like, if I'm like doing some dieting stuff, for example, I can sort of like pick up on where what I might want to work off, depending on the diet, things like that. I'm not quite sure what it means by difficulties as well, though. That seems to be a bit of a odd thing. So I don't know. I don't know if that's like if there's like maybe obstacles that they put up if I go to a higher difficulty. So again, it's not like affecting the actual resistance of the bike or anything. It's just a path. It looks like right now it's just a path I go down. I could definitely feel the resistance in the bike. That is helping work the legs a little more. I'm also very curious about if it's going to keep track of calories burned or distance done if I do like more of these. Maybe in like average speeds, things like that. But we'll see. We will see. Oh, we definitely get some slowdown in this, though. Holy cow. This is pushing the Wii to its limits. But yeah. So, in other news, I recently watched, I guess, the Ben Heck show for probably the past year. They've had videos off and on about the Nintendo PlayStation prototype and trying to fix that up. No, the game does not change resistance on its own. I have to change that manually on the bike. There's a small dial on the base. You can just add and remove resistance, and the resistance is static resistance. It doesn't dynamically change or anything like that. So it is what it is. But yeah, so the Ben Heck show for like the past year has been trying to repair this Nintendo PlayStation prototype. That was found in some dude's attic a while back. And it appears now they have restored CD functionality to the prototype, which I thought was pretty cool. So they're able to boot up some, at least a couple homebrews. One of them, like, didn't quite load up right, and the other one, after some code changes, loaded up and played just fine. And that was pretty cool because they were just working off of emulators when they were making those homebrews. And the fact that something even reasonably worked on hardware that previously wasn't really known is pretty cool. I was also very curious that how the unit works. So instead of using any kind of like CD audio plus buffering the game data into like a ROM or something, it has, I think it's like a 256 kilobyte RAM chip that the game data is actually loaded into off the CD, and then it's still muxing the audio onto the SNES sound processor. So you're not actually getting any CD audio either, it appears. So the only real benefit to the... As far as it sounds like right now, the only real benefit to the Nintendo PlayStation would have been that you can have a higher, cheaper capacity games for like assets and such. But you're not actually getting any kind of CD audio or Redbook audio as far as I can tell. That might be a little more to the hardware besides that, but at least what they appear to have covered in the show, that's how the hardware was working in a nutshell. So that was pretty interesting. I was like, man, that, you know, honestly, if that came out, that would have kind of sucked compared to the Sega CD, which on its own wasn't a super great add-on, but at least with the games that ported over to it and were made for it, we're using Redbook audio. So that's a thing in random things Chris was checking out, for those who may or may not care. Besides that, it's been a pretty good day. I've been recovering from the past few sessions with the UFC personal trainer. Yesterday's exercise definitely helped with... I can't go up that, dang. It helped with the cramping I was having in my upper body. It's much looser now. So hopefully that will be able to keep that up. Coming up with future sessions with the software. And I think this bike software has been helping too, so it's a much easier, what you would say. It's a much easier piece of software to get into and use, at least for me. I mean, obviously you got more equipment with the bike, but it's definitely not near as hard on your body as the exercises I'm doing with the personal trainer right now. So it's a good mix. And yeah, you know, I can work my legs one day and start do some days upper body and some days core to slowly get them strengthened up. Probably down the road I might get a little more aggressive with that, seeing how I still do some leg exercises with the UFC personal trainer, like the squats and stuff. And we'll see how that turns out. I was thinking of even trying to mix in some yoga stuff, because I do have Wii Fit, Wii Fit Plus, and Wii Fit U on Wii U Fit on the Wii U. So I have lots of first-party options. And then, you know, there's all kinds of yoga software for the Wii itself. There's one in particular I've been looking for a while that is actually pretty rare, I guess, or at least collector pricing has affected it. And the only benefit I saw to it was it had a much wider variety of poses as opposed to some other yoga software. I'm like, that might be a cool option. I don't think it's gonna really, it doesn't really appear to leverage the hardware or peripherals very much compared to some other software. So that'd be a downside, but for just pure content, there might be some cool stuff with it. So I don't know yet. I don't know how I want to approach yoga on the console. If I want to stick with Wii Fit and Wii Fit like products, or start going some third-party stuff. Besides that, there's also some other sports-related training software. I know there's a NBA basketball fitness thing, and there's also an NFL like combine-oriented workout thing. I anticipate it's going to be very similar to the UFC personal trainer software, where it's sort of branded like that, but you're doing a lot of those core exercises. We'll see. Oh. Yeah, that would be kind of crazy if once I do so well, I get on fire and then just start blowing through the mountains, doing like running or something. Boom. That was a 5K, according to the bike. So we just biked a 5K. Ha ha ha. Average speed 37, that's probably very generous, what you call it? Very generous speed it gave me. So let's do another one of those. Let's try the hard difficulty, let's see how that is. Get some water here. maybe once we try out the hard difficulty, we'll take a look at maybe one or two of the other game types here. Let's see here. I'll go back to endurance. Just, yeah. Alright, let's see what hard looks like. Maybe it's just like a different track that has some harder turns, maybe? I don't know. We're doing another 5K. Here we go. Okay, looks like we're back on the stream. Apparently I lost it at some point. Yeah, it should be back here now. I don't know why it dropped. I don't know why. This way I can cheat the distance, I guess, by going down here. Whee! Going 119 kilometers per hour. Yeah, I was saying, it might be the difficulty is just changing the actual tracking going on, I guess. I don't know. There we go. Wham bam. Keep up the exercise. But yeah, it seems like this mode is much more akin to what you would typically find in a gym. Because, you know, they have some electronic bike stuff like this, where you don't have to just be staring at a TV while riding a bike. You might have a virtual environment or something where, like, you can bike the Tour de France race and other bicycle races, and then it'll auto-adjust terrain and elevation and resistance, things like that. Which I wish this was that sophisticated. That'd be really cool. But you don't get so much for a very cheap price. Oh, comparatively cheap price for exercise equipment like this. But yeah, so yeah, if anyone's interested in this kind of stuff, if you got a PC, man, they got PC Cyberbikes. That might be up your alley. I don't know if it's the same software as this, or if it even comes with software, or what would support it. It might be just like a key mapping thing like you can do with this, with GameCube controllers. Oh, hang on, let me get the camera back. Hup, hup, hup. There we go. As a matter of fact, yes, I could bike the Le Mans 24-hour, I believe. Because I have some F1 racing software that this is compatible with. So I could very well use this to accelerate and steer the car and do a Le Mans race with it. I don't know if it's the full 24 hours. If I think it's exaggerated, I have to look that up. But yes, that should be very possible. With the way that game is, with being a simulation racing game, I tried a little bit with the bike for a little bit. It was pretty difficult to play just because of there's a little bit of a dead. Well, I gotta calibrate the steering still. There's a little bit of a dead zone, and it's a little too sensitive on one side still. But besides that, it's a lot of like off and on acceleration, which it's a good workout. But yeah, it's a challenge. It's very doable. So I don't know, maybe I'll try that at some point. See what sort of F1 trouble we can get into on the Wii. It's with the Cyberbike. Your all-in-one racing peripheral. Who needs wheels when you've got a bike? Besides that, there is also a racing wheel on the Wii that Logitech made. It's a pretty cheapo wheel, and there's not many games that support it. But F1 2009 is a game that supports it. It doesn't have any kind of manual transmission though, so that's a bit of a bummer. Bikes do have wheels. You are right, Derek. You're not incorrect, sir. But that is also an option for racing wheels for you guys who just are in love with your Wii and you want that racing experience on the Wii. You get a $20 Logitech wheel. 2 wheels, Derek says. 2 wheels. But yeah, so that's another thing getting that Wii there. Power it up even more. Play some of that lower res racing goodness. You don't have to be just biking or playing Mario Kart. Which I'll have to do a stream of that as well. Do some online Mario Kart 8 with this. Oh shoot, I think you're right. I did not stretch before doing this. I might be exercising with cold muscles. I should have listened to Greg. What have I done? Yeah, I don't know why this is the hard track. Just because, technically, the first part of that wipes out a bunch of distance. We exercise, yo. We burn them cows. I'm so sorry, Greg. He's gonna say I suck, and that was terrible. And I gotta do better next time. Give me a big ol' F. You either get F's or A's with Greg. There is no in between. Yeah, he'd beat my butt, and then he'd have me do the same routine to myself, and then grade me on it. That's what Greg would do. I do like how the UFC personal trainer is definitely not pandering, really, compared to some other exercise software out there. It just never really appeals to me. They're like, oh, better luck next time. And this one's just like, dude, that wasn't very good. You gotta do better. I'm like, yeah, you ain't wrong, Greg. You're not wrong. Alright. So in theory, that was another 5K, according to this game. So I'm just biking it all now. Dude, biking's easy. I don't know why anyone doesn't bike. It's so easy to go 40 kilometers per hour. Alright, let's try divided. Let's see what that's all about. We'll do another 5K on that. How's the heart rate? It's not too bad. Not near as aggressive as it was with when I was doing that stress test with the UFC stuff. That was crazy. It's just like it maxed out at 35 beats per minute. I got like 41. It's like, oh man, that's not good. So let's try to divide this with the my least favorite. Well, it's hard to say. Like, it was definitely the hardest to control for me, the helicopter. But I like the idea of it. It was a sort of helicopter around to explore different terrain. It's just sort of weird how you control it. So I don't know. I'm divided on that. Oh, great. I gotta go through rings? Oh, great. Superman 64. Great. It is a much harder workout, primarily because I have to get this stupid helicopter up. Come on, helicopter, go! Dang, son! Get this back on. You see how fast I have to pedal this just to get it to go up? Dang. Oh, come on. Go to this side a little bit. See what this is all about. Oh, I missed it. Screw you. Also note that the trip distance I'm doing right now, where the trip distance is determined by me holding down A, not what I pedal. So, why aren't you going up? So I mean, I could do this and work my trip distance. So it's not a very accurate metric to do this particular one, I guess. Perhaps time might be a little better. So, that'd be my criticism of the exercise mode right now. Partly what you, Sam, had mentioned about calories burned, and also accuracy of other stats such as distance and things like that. It doesn't seem to be too helpful of a metric to go with. I'll do it easier. Bike here real quick. Oh, I gotta get above these trees. above these trees. Let's go. But besides that, it's just weird that I'm holding down a button to move forward when I got pedals underneath my feet. You know? I mean, the part I do like about this is it forces you to do some sort of a sprint, sort of exercising with the bike. Kind of like the submarine a bit, when you would have to go through the coral, instead of like with the endurance bike, where that was just, you would, I would say you would just go. See, it feels like this particular mode leaves a lot to be desired. I think partly the fact that I'm pedaling to keep this upright. Yeah, it does. There are 2 analog sticks on this. I can give you guys a quick overview of the bike after this. Kind of get an idea of what it looks like. But it has all of the input that you would see on a GameCube controller. So, I mean, I'd be treating the C stick as another analog stick instead of a Axie and Axie, what you call it, an Axie throttle, which is like what the PC would read the GameCube controller many times. I don't know. Let's see if I can explore this a little more. I'll give the legs a little bit of a reprieve here. See if I can go like, is anything off in this direction? Yeah, this map, I mean, oh, here we go, we can go here. That's what I want to do. I want to see it in other places. I don't know. I don't know why they chose to do this the way they did. And 1 more kilometer. Explore this a little bit. There you go. Made it out of that. That was cool. But again, this was like the hardest mode I had to do in the story mode, and that's because it was timed. And so if I missed any of the, in the story mode, I don't think you were there for that, Sam, but you have to pick up all the garbage in a certain amount of time. It's not like the other modes where you just get scored based on how much of it you pick up. Which means, if I didn't pick up all the garbage in the allotted amount of time, I would not pass the level. And I had to do it all over again. And that happened to me like on the second stage. I had to redo that maybe 4 or 5 times. And the way this pedaling is, that was kicking my butt. Yeah, no doubt. That's it. Dude, why didn't you tell me how much time elapsed? What the heck? You know how much time elapsed. You're keeping track of it. What the heck? Oh, be right back. I mean, I get not having average speed because, well, the speed is determined by me pressing A or not. So what the heck? Alright, so what do you guys think of it so far? You see me go through about 3 rounds of the exercise mode. Did quote-unquote 5 kilometers each. Let's hear some feedback in the chat. I'm gonna sit here and contemplate my thoughts about exercise mode on the Cyberbike Cycling Sports. I mean, it definitely sounds like we're in agreement that the helicopter mode is not a very good mode. No, not really. Either. That's what it seems like, especially with the resistance I have on it right now, because I'm probably about a little over halfway on resistance on the bike. It doesn't actually get, you don't get a whole lot of resistance out of it in general, but even so, it seems like it tops out pretty quick. Where'd that cap go? There it is. I would say also because of the lack of accuracy with some of the metrics and reading the pedal motion. I mean, I think the bike device itself in the game, like with the endurance runs, does a lot better job of that. But because of the inaccuracy of the stats, I know I feel like I have to keep track of my progress on my own a lot. I can't really rely on a distance or a speed metric in this game because, I mean, you saw the maps. It's either speed is based on me just happening to hit a downhill thing in the game, or in the case of the helicopter, me holding down A is what the speed is. And apparently it doesn't even keep track of time all the time with the cyclocopter. And I can't keep track of calories that much either because that doesn't seem very right at all. I guess a weird estimate, but it doesn't have a real distance or level of effort to really measure off of. Like, I would think probably the best way of using this would be with elapsed time sessions. Just, you know, say I'm going to do this amount and then keep yourself at a particular pace, maybe. You can use the in-game speed for that, for like the endurance mode at least. Just give yourself a, well, I expect myself to be at about this speed all the time. And that can be your steady pace. Just do that for a period of time. To me, it seems like it'd be the most effective way of using the software in the bike. Any other thoughts? I guess also, would you guys see yourself using this at all? A device like this kind of software? Shelf. Like I can just shelf that. Okay, that's fair. I'd say in terms of the pedal nuance, I think you're right on that, Sam. Though with like some button press gameplay, which you see with, I think Mario Kart's a good example of that. You can do some skill-based gameplay. It's not really based on fitness level necessarily, unless you just wear out and can't finish the race. But as like an alternative controller, it does work. And maybe I'll do another stream with that. Just do some online Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. Because you can use the Cyberbike with that. That's how I've used it in the past for a more entertaining fitness experience with the bike. Just because you kind of get tired of this ride a bike down the enemy trail sort of stuff, and it's competitive. So maybe we can look at some alternative software with the bike from here on and see what that's all about. Hi, Derek, you think you'd play Mario Kart on a bike like this? You'd be using like the handbrake. Actually, you know what? That's what I'll do. While we're sitting here, I'll kind of give you a view of what the bike looks like up close. So, let's see if we can get a little more slack here. Might get a little limited. So this in itself is the Cyberbike. Let's see if I can zoom out anymore. So, let's do like this. Yeah, I just want to make slack on this thing. So this is the Cyberbike. You have your main handlebar here. So you have your analog sticks. You have the start, pause, and a programming button. The programming button is used for calibration and other button mapping. You can actually map any of these buttons here, which these are all face buttons. So you might see you have Y, X, B, A, and a Z button here. Over here then you have your directional and another Z button. Here. You have another button, you have a corresponding R button right here, and this handbrake, which typically acts as B. Gonna get at the different kind of grip on these right now, along with a cushion seat, a gel cushion seat, because the actual seat is pretty hard. But use the programming button to remap the pedals to any of these buttons up here. So that way if you have, like with a GameCube controller game or something, you get, if it has a different button or something for acceleration, you can remap it with this interface here. So you have that. Then you have the pedals down here, of course. And pedals, pretty cheap, flimsy plastic. I mean, probably hear that. Right down here is the actual resistance adjustment knob. So, increase, decrease resistance. And it's a static magnetic resistance for the bike. Besides that, you have some basic adjustments you can make. You have an adjustment for the actual height of the seat itself. I had to have it maxed out for myself, and even then it's a little too short for me still. It's definitely built for a much smaller framed people, and I'm not even huge. I'm not even very tall. I'm only 5'8", but even then, for the handlebars and a handlebar adjustment here, right? But for the handlebars and the seat itself, it's pretty small. So that's what the bike looks like overall, and it connects via. So you can get a view of this real quick. That is a USB-B cord going to the Wii here. Here we got the Wii with all of my cords. And I just got plugged into the GameCube port up top. That's the native connection. And we have some other ways of actually hooking up to the Wii U, which I can show at another time. But let me just get this back in place. After I get some cords, around, go. Let me make sure I'm focused. There we go. The end of itself is kind of what the Cyberbike looks like and how it functions. So it makes it pretty flexible for some other games. As you saw, that's like the biking software that came with, and sort of how it sounds like you've been evaluating the bike as I've been using it. The current bundled software has a lot of limitations, and it doesn't have a lot of the nuances that one would probably look for in some actual exercise software to measure themselves. You have to do a lot of that on your own. You're not getting a whole lot of assistance. So after looking at, I mean, we only did about a couple modes with the exercise mode, but I think that's about enough. I mean, I don't know what else I'd really be looking at with, say, the line cart or the sub, but I don't know if I feel much of a need to do that at this time. But I think that's maybe the conclusion for Cyberbike Cycling Sports. The story mode is pretty fun and silly. The helicopter is a pain in the butt to do, but very possible once you get used to it. But the modes it offers are, on the whole, very, I guess partly underwhelming, maybe would be the way to put it. There seems to be a lot of promise, like with especially the helicopter and the minecart. I want to have a little more exploration, be rewarded as I was going through it. Even as you said, Sam, doing like some sort of rescue sort of mechanics or things to pick up as you're going along the land. Kind of remind me of gameplay of, say, Planes, like the Pixar movie licensed games. They do some of that. And maybe just like clean up how you're doing the controls, so your pedaling is not just to elevate you, but maybe to actually move forward, similar to the bike. Things like that. Let's see what else. I mean, it got me into using the bike. This is the same bike I've been using, Mr. Carlos, the Cyberbike. This is what I've been using for the actual Cyberbike software right now. And kind of just looking at more some limitations with it, and some limitations with the current bundled software after doing some workout here. I mean, I don't know if I really need to explore the software much further at this time. Kind of what I've seen. Maybe some multiplayer, just to see if it's anything different, but if it's just like... Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh. I might have to run something new next time with the bike, because I do want to continue to use the bike. I think it's pretty cool. I might just do some Mario Kart next time, I think, if you guys want to see that. If you guys want to see some Mario Kart 8 next time with the bike. It won't be tonight, because I got to prepare for the maddening stream, but you think that'd be cool? Actually, let me pull out some choices. Well, I'm done for this biking stream, just because it probably went for about a half hour or so. Yeah, this is the magnetic edition. Give me 1 second here. Let me pull out some games here. Cyberbike Desert Bus, okay. But yeah, so kind of the titles I mentioned before that could be done. Carlos, I know you've had some experience with this one when we did it at your place, but Mario Kart 8, of course. There are some adjustments I can make, or some adapters I can use there. Mario Kart 8. On the Wii U, there's some adapters I can use to actually add this Mimic and Classic controller, and then I can use the pedals just for acceleration, and it honestly plays really well. For Mario Kart, I've won races online. I've beaten some friends, local multiplayer. Yeah, bro. Dude, if we can get this thing working on the Switch, that would be amazing. Like, I would bring like a small console and a huge bike. That'd be amazing. Oh, here's F1. F1 2009 on the Wii. This one I can actually, I think I can use the adapter for this still to again act as a classic controller. I don't think there is GameCube controller support. Let me double check here real quick. Yeah, I don't think there's any GameCube controller support, so I have to mock this up as a classic controller. Ha ha, Derek. Hilarious. You're so funny. Anything else again, see that has support for the Logitech racing wheel. Maybe we can show it real quick. No. See, Logitech racing wheel. That's the racing wheel. But F1 would be another option to try to do more of a race simulator with the bike, which is significantly more difficult than Mario Kart. Also, a lot of the virtual consoles that, a lot of the virtual console racing games like F-Zero, Mario Kart SNES, all that, I can also use the Cyberbike for, because again, classic controller. If it's a classic controller, I can use the bike. I also have Cruisin', which is a port of the Fast and the Furious arcade game on the Wii. That also supports the Cyberbike. So, we got options. They have mobile Cyberbikes. That's kind of interesting. Alright. But okay, so those are my thoughts right now. I'll say if you guys want to continue the Cyberbike discussion, hit up the NFGL Facebook page, or even leave some comments in the video below. Do a little message board style commenting, explore this a little bit further. You know, let me know. You know, what's your, have you done exercise software before? What's your favorite? What things do you not like about exercising and exercise software, or going to the gym, things like that? You know, let me know. Let's see what you think. Or would you want to do a thing like this? You know, have like a bike or exercise equipment in the house, playing games or whatever. That, and also, what do you want to see next on the Cyberbike? I think there's much more we need to explore with this to see, is it worth the money I spent on this to play games on a regular basis and to actually get fit? Is it something you can take seriously as a piece of fitness equipment, or is it just a novelty piece of plastic? Let me know. Comment in the video. Comment on the Facebook page. Comment in the chat. All of that. Do it. Make it active. Make it fun. Until then, I am going to do a little bit of an intermission-ish on streaming here, and around, I haven't decided between 11 or 12 o'clock yet to do the Madden stream, but we'll be doing that later tonight as well, looking at Madden 97. So that is going to continue. Until then, thank you so much for joining the stream and watching me prance around on a bike and talk about Cyberbike games. So take it easy, guys. See you in a bit tonight, and keep on NFGLing, NFGLers, that stuff. Yippee skippy.